story begins on a mysterious island located in the middle of the ocean, where a massive stadium packed with people could be seen. Everyone's eyes were focused on the staff standing in front of them. At a signal from the staff, a large 3-meter-long shark was slowly lifted up as bait. A young boy in the audience immediately realized that something huge was about to happen and told his older brother to look up. The moment his brother raised his head, a gigantic creature suddenly burst out of the water. At the same time, the viewing platform slowly started descending underground. In reality, an even more dangerous show was waiting for them below. As the platform reached the bottom, the giant creature became clearly visible right in front of everyone, increasing the excitement of the crowd. Amid loud applause, the enormous creature, known as the Mosasaurus, swallowed the shark whole in a single bite. In the futuristic world, a tech company had successfully brought dinosaurs back to life using genetic engineering. To make money, they purchased an entire island and turned it into Jurassic World Park, where all the dinosaurs were kept. Because of the dinosaurs, the island quickly became the world's biggest tourist attraction. Millions of people visited every year. However, after 20 years of safe operation, dinosaurs had become as ordinary to visitors as animals in a zoo, and people gradually lost interest in them. To stop declining profits and rising expenses, Dr. Wu's team created a new hybrid dinosaur by combining the genes of multiple animals. They named this terrifying creature the Indominus Rex. It was designed to attract visitors and increase public interest, but no one realized that it would become the greatest threat the park had ever faced. Around the same time, the park owner arrived to inspect the Indominus Rex. It turned out to be much larger and smarter than expected, and had already attempted to escape several times by breaking the enclosure walls. Concerned by its intelligence, the owner called Owen, a retired Navy trainer, to perform a security assessment. Owen had previously served in the Navy and, after retirement, was hired to train dinosaurs at the park. At that moment, he was working in the raptor area, using techniques he had learned during his military service to control the dangerous raptors. Surprisingly, he was actually succeeding. Suddenly, an accident occurred. A new worker was trying to handle a young pig when one of the raptors grabbed him and dragged him toward the enclosure. Instantly, all the raptors focused their attention on the terrified employee, and it seemed only a matter of time before he became their prey. Without hesitation, Owen opened the gate and rushed inside. Standing between the worker and the raptors, he continuously gave commands to force them back. After a tense struggle, Owen's colleagues managed to pull the worker to safety. However, the raptors lowered themselves into hunting positions, making Owen realize that his own life was now in danger. He kept issuing commands while slowly backing away. Just as the gate was about to close, Owen performed a roll and escaped at the last second. Later, Claire took Owen to see the Indominus Rex and explained that it was a secret hybrid created using Tyrannosaurus Rex DNA and had been raised in complete isolation. Owen immediately warned that loneliness could make the creature extremely dangerous. He requested to see the dinosaur, but after food was delivered into the enclosure, the Indominus Rex was nowhere to be found. Everyone became uneasy. Even stranger, the monitoring systems could not detect any heat signature, as if the giant monster had vanished into thin air. Then Owen noticed massive claw marks on the enclosure wall. From these signs, it appeared that the Indominus Rex had escaped. Claire immediately rushed back to the control center and ordered the team to track the location chip implanted inside the dinosaur. Meanwhile, Owen and the guards inspected the enclosure to determine how the creature had escaped. Suddenly, a frightening message arrived from the control center. The tracking chip showed that the Indominus Rex was still inside the enclosure. The guards were shocked because they were standing right there examining the claw marks. The control room urgently called them and ordered them to leave immediately. Owen instantly turned and ran toward the inner gate. At that moment, one of the guards noticed that the Indominus Rex was moving directly toward Owen. Chaos erupted as the dinosaur suddenly attacked one of the guards. Another guard ran to a nearby gate and opened it. Seeing his companion killed, he panicked and fled outside. Owen also sprinted with all his strength and escaped moments before the gate closed. However, the Indominus Rex smashed through the remaining gap and burst out of containment. Thinking quickly, Owen slid underneath a vehicle and hid there while carefully watching the dinosaur's movements. The heavy footsteps revealed that it was approaching the guard who had escaped earlier. The terrified guard was hiding behind a vehicle when the Indominus Rex appeared and swallowed him alive in a single bite. To conceal his scent, Owen cut the vehicle's fuel tank and allowed gasoline to spill out. The strong smell confused the dinosaur, preventing it from detecting him. Moments later, the Indominus Rex failed to notice Owen's presence and eventually walked away with a thunderous roar. But now the deadly dinosaur had escaped human control. Everyone in the control room panicked when they learned that the Indominus Rex was heading toward the visitor area, where nearly 20,000 people were gathered. Claire prepared to sound the alarm, but the park owner stopped her. A public warning would force the entire park to shut down and raise serious questions about safety. The owner believed that the security team could handle the situation. Meanwhile, a squad of armed soldiers arrived at the location indicated by the tracking chip, but the dinosaur was nowhere to be seen. Then the team leader discovered the tracking device lying on the ground. The Indominus Rex had surgically removed it from its own body. At that exact moment, drops of blood mysteriously fell onto the leader's hand. Everyone slowly looked upward and was shocked by what they saw. Using genes from a cuttlefish-like creature, the Indominus Rex had camouflaged itself perfectly into its surroundings. The team leader tried to run, but the monster instantly grabbed him. The remaining guards fired their stun weapons, but the Indominus Rex crushed the leader beneath its massive foot. The guards continued attacking with electric shots, but the monster slaughtered them one by one. In less than a minute, many lives were lost. After hearing the news, Owen angrily warned Claire that the Indominus Rex was a monster that didn't even understand its own identity. If it escaped into the outside world, it would kill every living thing it encountered simply to survive. He insisted that real weapons must be used. However, Claire could not bear the thought of turning the park she had helped build into a battlefield and rejected Owen's advice. Frustrated, Owen stormed out of the control room, but for the safety of more than 20,000 visitors, Claire finally activated the emergency alarm throughout the park. At the same time, two brothers were about to enjoy one of the park attractions. As soon as their tour vehicle started moving, the staff received the danger warning and immediately stopped all tour vehicles. Strangely, the brothers' vehicle did not stop and continued deeper into the park. In this area, numerous herbivorous dinosaurs roamed freely, including Triceratops, Stegosaurus, and the long-necked Brachiosaurus. These dinosaurs were peaceful, but suddenly a warning announced that a system malfunction had occurred, and the vehicle would automatically return to the hotel. The older brother didn't want to leave. Since both boys were Claire's nephews, they possessed special access wristbands. Using this access, he overrode the system and continued driving deeper into the park with his younger brother. Meanwhile, Claire suddenly remembered her nephews and immediately called the older one, but the network connection failed. Worried, she asked whether all tour vehicles had returned. After checking, the staff discovered that only one vehicle was still missing, and it belonged to her two nephews. Shocked, Claire immediately ordered a rescue team to find them. Unfortunately, the rescue team was already occupied, leaving her with only one option. Claire had no choice but to ask Owen for help. Meanwhile, the two brothers had already reached the farthest part of the park's tour area when they noticed that the fence ahead had been smashed by something incredibly powerful. Seeing an opening, the older brother immediately drove the vehicle through it. Soon, they entered a dense jungle where several ankylosauruses were roaming around. At first glance, they could only see 4 of them. However, the younger brother insisted that there were actually 5. The older brother carefully started counting again, and suddenly realized that the 5th figure wasn't an ankylosaurus at all. It was the reflection of the Indominus Rex, standing silently behind them. With a terrifying roar, the Indominus Rex kicked the vehicle, sending it flying several feet away with both brothers still inside. As the older brother desperately tried to think of a way out, the massive tail of an ankylosaurus slammed into the vehicle, flipping it over and throwing it even farther away. The Indominus Rex assumed that the ankylosaurus was trying to steal its prey and immediately attacked it. A brutal battle began between the two giant creatures. When the Indominus Rex tried to bite the ankylosaurus, its incredibly tough armor caused its teeth to shake painfully. Furious, it used its sharp claws to slash deep wounds across the ankylosaurus's back, before finally flipping it over and killing it in a single devastating attack. Watching this terrifying fight, the two brothers were trembling with fear when Claire's phone suddenly rang again. The sound caught the attention of the Indominus Rex. It turned toward the vehicle and realized that its prey was still hiding inside. After staring at the car for a few moments, it grabbed the vehicle with its claws and attempted to swallow it whole. When that didn't work, it cleverly picked up the vehicle with its teeth and repeatedly smashed it against the ground. Just as the glass was about to shatter completely, The older brother quickly unbuckled his seatbelt, grabbed his younger brother, and escaped from the wrecked vehicle. Unfortunately, the sharp-eyed Indominus Rex immediately noticed them and began chasing them through the jungle. Luckily, a small waterfall was nearby. As the Indominus Rex opened its giant mouth to catch them, both brothers jumped into the waterfall at the perfect moment and escaped its grasp. At the same time, Claire and Owen arrived in the jungle. It didn't take long for them to realize how much the situation had changed. Dead dinosaurs were scattered everywhere, all killed by the Indominus Rex. Seeing the destruction only convinced Owen further that the monster would not leave anything alive. Soon, they found the damaged tour vehicle that the boys had been riding in. When Claire saw the wrecked vehicle and a mobile phone lying on the ground, she feared that her nephews had already been eaten by the Indominus Rex. The thought devastated her. However, Owen noticed footprints leading toward the waterfall. After examining them, he concluded that the boys were still alive and had likely escaped through that route. This gave Claire some relief. But at the same moment, the staff in the control room discovered another dangerous development. Because of the park-wide alarm, more than 20,000 people had gathered in the resort area. At the same time, the Indominus Rex was rapidly moving toward the resort, looking for more prey. It was clear that a massive disaster was about to happen. With no other choice left, the park owner finally decided that heavy weapons would have to be used. However, due to a shortage of staff, the owner personally took control of a helicopter and set out to hunt the Indominus Rex with heavy weapons. As soon as the team located the Indominus Rex, they immediately opened fire without hesitation. Under the pressure of the intense gunfire, the Indominus Rex ran directly into the flying dinosaur enclosure, where numerous flying dinosaurs began panicking and scattering in every direction. This created chaos across the entire island. Suddenly, one of the soldiers who was firing at the creature was grabbed and pulled out by a flying dinosaur. Another was killed after colliding with the enclosure's glass. Moments later, the helicopter slowly began losing control and started crashing toward the ground, and our wealthy character, Irfan Khan, lost his life. Then, all of the flying dinosaurs suddenly appeared in the sky and began spreading across the area. Seeing the flying dinosaurs approaching, Owen immediately started running toward the jungle along with Claire. Meanwhile, the two brothers were making their way out of the jungle using an abandoned vehicle. But then the younger brother noticed that the winged dinosaurs were following them from behind. Realizing the danger, he quickly told his older brother to drive faster. Eventually, they reached the park's entrance gate, where the staff finally spotted them. After receiving a message from her nephews, Claire and Owen also came out of the jungle. After finding a vehicle, they decided that they would meet everyone at the resort. Meanwhile, all the rides in the park were immediately shut down, and all visitors were forced to stay inside the resort area. Just then, an emergency notice was broadcast over the public announcement system, telling everyone to hide immediately. At first, people couldn't understand what was happening, but as soon as they saw the winged dinosaurs flying across the sky, they immediately understood the situation. Panic spread everywhere, and people started running in all directions. However, the winged dinosaurs were so fast that they quickly reached the crowds and began attacking them. Screams could be heard throughout the entire park. Meanwhile, the two brothers reached the resort and ran into Claire's assistant. Unfortunately, just as the assistant was about to take them somewhere safe, a winged dinosaur suddenly grabbed her and carried her away before dropping her into the lagoon. What the dinosaur didn't know was that this lagoon belonged to the Mosasaurus. Unknowingly, several of the flying dinosaurs descended into the water and continued attacking the woman. The two brothers were completely terrified as they watched everything happen before their eyes. Just as the flying dinosaurs tried to take off again, the Mosasaurus suddenly burst out of the water with its jaws wide open and swallowed the woman along with one of the dinosaurs in a single bite. Seeing this horrifying scene, the frightened brothers started searching for a place to hide and save themselves. But then the security team arrived at the scene and fired tranquilizer guns, forcing the flying dinosaurs to retreat for a short time. This gave the resort area a little relief. However, the situation was about to become even worse. As soon as the military officer arrived, he took complete control of the operation and immediately began putting his real plan into action. In reality, he wanted to use the raptors to hunt the dangerous dinosaur so that he could prove that raptors could be used as military weapons. When Owen found out about this, he immediately rushed over and punched the officer hard in the face. The reason was simple. Owen had raised these raptors since they were young, and he did not want to send them on a dangerous mission. But now the lives of all 20,000 people inside the park were at stake. After thinking carefully, Owen was finally forced to agree to the mission. To capture the Indominus Rex, they decided to play a kind of hide-and-seek game. The plan was that the raptors would first use their powerful sense of smell to track down the Indominus, while the army would follow behind them and attack with heavy weapons at the right moment. Meanwhile, Claire was worried that the two brothers might run away again. So she seated them inside a secure control truck and sat in the front herself, where she could monitor the entire operation. Once all preparations were complete, Owen took out a piece of meat from the Indominus Rex. He then allowed the raptors to smell the meat, and after all of them were ready, Owen finally opened their cages. After that, the heavily armed soldiers followed the raptors into the jungle. The entire team continued moving rapidly through the dense forest behind the raptors. Eventually, the raptors suddenly stopped at a deserted location. All of the soldiers immediately became alert and pointed their weapons forward. However, they had no idea that something extremely strange was about to happen. In the middle of that tense atmosphere, a gigantic creature slowly began emerging from the jungle. Within moments, the Indominus Rex stepped out and stood directly in front of everyone. Owen's plan was for the trained raptors to attack the dinosaur, but surprisingly, the dinosaurs on both sides suddenly stopped and began staring at each other. It was almost as if some strange conversation was taking place between them. Instead of attacking immediately, the raptors revealed the presence of the humans to the Indominus Rex. Seeing this, Owen realized that something was wrong. Suddenly, he understood that the Indominus probably had raptor DNA mixed into its body as well. That was why it was somehow able to communicate with the raptors. The officer sitting in the control room panicked when he saw this. He immediately ordered all the soldiers to open fire. From that moment, the entire situation spiraled out of control. The very plan that was supposed to eliminate the Indominus ended up turning the raptors against the humans. When the soldiers saw the dinosaurs running into the jungle, they chased after them. Within just a few minutes, almost the entire team was wiped out by the raptors. Watching all of this, Claire became completely terrified. Just then, a soldier appeared in front of them. He had barely escaped from the raptors with his life, but just as he was about to get into the vehicle, a raptor suddenly attacked him from behind. Seeing this horrifying sight, the two brothers inside the vehicle panicked. Realizing that the situation was getting worse, Claire immediately started the vehicle and sped away from the area. Owen looked directly into her eyes and realized that she was not his enemy. Because of this, he immediately removed the control device from her head. At that moment, the Indominus Rex arrived with heavy footsteps and slowly started moving toward them. But what happened next was something nobody had expected. The Indominus Rex tried to command the raptors to attack the humans. However, Blue suddenly turned and looked at Owen, as if she had remembered something. Instead of attacking the humans, she signaled Owen to run. Then she turned back toward the Indominus Rex and let out a furious roar. This only enraged the Indominus Rex even more. It swung its massive tail and threw Blue several meters away. But as soon as Blue's two sisters saw their leader fighting, they immediately turned around and launched a fierce attack. Unfortunately, their assault proved far too weak against the Indominus Rex's enormous size and terrifying strength. Within moments, both raptors were killed during the battle. At this extremely dangerous moment, Claire suddenly came up with an idea. She immediately contacted her colleague in the control room and ordered him to open paddock number 9. At that point, they desperately needed a dinosaur even stronger than the Indominus Rex if they wanted to stop it. As soon as the enclosure opened, the original Tyrannosaurus Rex emerged, the same dangerous T-Rex that had been created 20 years earlier. Claire cleverly lured the T-Rex toward the Indominus Rex, and this was where the terrifying battle between the two monsters finally began. When the T-Rex charged head-on into the strange hybrid dinosaur, it reminded the Indominus Rex who the true king of the park really was. However, during the brutal battle, the difference in strength and the Indominus Rex's deadly claws gradually began to overwhelm the aging T-Rex. At that critical moment, Blue returned. Without wasting a second, she jumped back into the fight. Her speed and agility distracted the Indominus Rex, giving the T-Rex the opportunity it desperately needed. Recovering quickly, the T-Rex joined forces with Blue and launched a deadly assault on the Indominus Rex. Finally, thanks to Blue's help, the T-Rex found the perfect opening. With all of its strength, it slammed the Indominus Rex and hurled it backward with a tremendous impact. But the shockwave of that violent collision immediately caught the attention of the ocean's true apex predator. At that very moment, the gigantic Mosasaurus suddenly burst out of the water, appearing into the dark depths of the sea forever. And with that, the terrifying Indominus Rex was gone forever. And with that, our story comes to an end here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like the video.